Welcome back, Big Mama Energy.
I'm Brittany.
And I am Tia. And we are back with another video.
Yes.
Okay.
Excited about our topic today.
Definitely excited about the topic. Welcome to all our new subscribers. Thank you for joining the Big Mama Tribe.
Yes, thank you. Y'all been putting on.
Y'all definitely been putting on. We see y'all. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We love the support. Okay. Thank you. Thank you to all our, regular subscribers, all our, regular Big Mama Energy tribes. Yes. We appreciate and love you guys as well.
Thanks for holding it down.
Always holding it down.
For the rep. We appreciate it. So before we do get into our topic,
you already know
what you need to do.
Go ahead and subscribe. Okay?
Do that now.
Go ahead and subscribe and make sure y'all are clicking that bell also so you can get the notifications anytime we drop our dope ass videos that y'all love.
Absolutely. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Okay, we on the road to 1,000 subscribers.
Okay, so keep supporting.
Keep supporting.
Keep liking, keip sharing, keep commenting, stay engaged. Okay, we love it when you guys stay engaged. All right. But yeah, so
what we talking about
today? We are doing our Surviving Leo. Okay, so Surviving a Leo.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm feeling real fiery.
Okay.
So yeah, we about to get
bring
into
the fire for this one.
We had to bring the heat.
Because they gonna bring it every time.
Had to bring the heat.
Had to.
But yeah, so we're talking about surviving Leos. I feel like everybody has a survival story. So why not start with ours?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna kick this off because I am actually birthed by a Leo. Okay, my mother is a Leo. Her birthday actually just passed last week, August 8th. And my mother, when it comes to parents, it's a different type of relationship that you have with your parents.
Yeah.
So my mom though, because I've had different experiences with Leo, my mom she's a different type of Leo. I mean, she's my mom, so I see her in a different light. I see her, in a different way. But she definitely be Leoing sometimes. But she's super loving. She's super caring. Like, she would do whatever she can for the people that she loves. And even, strangers. That's one of my biggest things that I love about my mom. She's always here for me. She's like my backbone, like, for sure.
She has a big heart.
Super big heart.
Very big heart.
Yeah. She definitely is full of personality, okay?
The apple don't fall far from the tree, like, honestly.
Yes, my mom is definitely full of personality in life. She's definitely a fun person to be around. Sometimes I'll be like, oh my God, Mom, she's too much. But I love her dearly, and I'm kind of, like she said, apple don't fall far from the tree, because I'm a lot like her. And sometimes it takes others to notice for me to be like, oh yeah, maybe you're right. But yes, other than my mother being a Leo, we have other people in our lives that are Leos. We have a cousin that's a Leo.
Right.
I've had friends that were Leo. So let's talk about, because I definitely feel like Leo men and Leo women are different.
Yes.
Very much so.
I feel like with these signs, a lot of the times the men
is different from
very
the
different from the women. Yes.
Yeah. And when it comes to friends, females, and things like that, I feel like they can be super clingy at times, super territorial.
Okay.
And also self-centered. When it comes to the Leo women, they are full of personality.
Right.
So like I said, with my mom, full of personality in life, they're definitely going to be very outgoing and living out loud.
They life for the party.
Yeah,
for the most part. Like they love to turn up every time. Like,
definitely.
They're gonna bring that energy for the most part, if they're having a good day, especially.
If they're having a good day, especially, like I said, they gonna put that shit on there, definitely.
They definitely gonna put that shit
fashion
on, man.
and looking good. That's their thing.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, I've had situations with Leo women. Well, I'm going to say in this particular person, baby. I don't know what was going on with this girl, but she was just super clingy. And I do get this a lot sometimes when I'm friends with females. Sometimes they are like, you know, clingy towards me, you know, territorial. Like,
I feel like that's a lot of women.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, you my friend, and what you doing? Like, this one in particular, like, literally, I can be doing my own thing, and she knows that I'm out and about with people and doing something. And because I'm not with her, that's a problem. Or, you know what I'm saying? She just wants to be involved.
She want to be involved. She like, wait a minute, where you at?
Yeah, she FaceTimes me like, you know that I am busy right now. Like, she don't care. She like, okay, and and I don't care. Like, where are you at and what are you doing?
What are you doing?
Answer my call. Like, it's a problem.
And why wasn't I invited?
That's what I'm saying. But I'm the type of person, like, I let people do them. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're out and I notice that you're out, I'm not going to call you. You know what I'm saying? If it's something important, I might text you like, hey, you know, hit me up later, whatever the case may be. But if I see you out doing your thing, have a good time. You know what I mean? No, not her. If I'm out doing my thing, she on the line.
She on the line, like
rain.
What you doing? Like, what's going on?
What are you doing? Me and this person, like, we used to go, like, we used to argue about the littlest things all the time. Like, it was up at any given moment. Like, we had a good friendship, don't get me wrong. It was just her being honestly self-centered at times and thinking the world revolved around her, thinking that, oh, Tia doesn't have a life, you know, outside of our friendship. Like that's kind of how it made me feel at times. And it was annoying because it's like, listen, I give you your time, your space to do other things because, you know, your life does not revolve around me. And you know what I mean? And everything that I have going on. So I let you do you. Allow me the same. Give me that same space. Give me that same grace to do my own thing or whatever. And you know I love you. You know we gonna have a good time together. But you know what I mean? You gotta allow people to have their connections with other people and live their own lives. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like most of the time when we did butt head, it was because of that reason.
She wasn't giving you
She was very invasive.
Yeah, she wasn't giving you space.
She was super invasive. And when she would do stuff, like sometimes even if we would get in an argument or she would piss me off, she would like be on me, like instead of just allowing me to be in my feels and then get over it, she would be like
she wouldn't let you process.
She would not let me process. And it just was too much. Like, I didn't block this girl so many times on everything, social media, on the phone, to the point where this girl, like, she will go to extreme lengths to like get in contact with me. I mean, she done popped up in my job multiple times. She done emailed me multiple times trying to get in contact with me. It was like
she was different. She's different.
She was just a little different. But I do believe that she's a good person. It's just one thing about her is she is younger than me. So we definitely had like a little sister, big sister type of friendship, relationship, if you will. And I do love her, you know. It was just too much. And sometimes you have to, you know, take a step back from situations like that. It was definitely toxic, if you will. So then let's talk about the guys. So in my experience with Leo men, I've talked to probably 3 in my life, to my knowledge. The first 2, it wasn't nothing too serious. It was just like us getting to know each other and things like that. And they seemed like they were interested, you know, but they were boring to me. You know what I mean?
Child.
Like, and this is why I said like
no personality.
They had, well, one, it was like blah, like no personality. The other one, he was kind of funny, but it was like he wasn't consistent. And the conversation wasn't like, he wasn't a conversationalist. Like, it didn't give anything, but you wanted to be on the phone with me all the time, but you really didn't want to have nothing to talk about. Because after a while, it's like, now some people you could get on the phone with and y'all could literally talk about anything, like just the most randomest shit y'all could talk about, right? Other people, sometimes like you run out of stuff and then it's like quiet on the phone, but you want to stay on the phone with me.
I've done that before where I want to stay on the phone, you know.
But it's normally a vibe.
It is, yeah. Like we both want to stay on the phone.
Like sometimes I've had situations like that too, where you know we're on the phone and we might not even be talking about anything deep or like whatever, but it's a vibe.
It's a vibe. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm on the phone like you know what I mean?
Are you here? Are you
here?
Like,
and that was just so that fizzled off fast. And then the other one, it was just weird because like I said, they seemed like they were interested because they always wanted to be on the phone with me, FaceTiming me, but like they didn't apply no type of pressure. Like they didn't like, you want to be my cousin?
Right.
Or you want to be my man? Like what do you want to be? Like, cause it was just, that's what I mean. Like it just wasn't nothing there.
Okay.
Now, the last male Leo that I will talk about, by far, I could talk to that man for hours. Like literally, our conversations are endless. He's far from boring. Yeah, so always a good time, always a good vibe when it comes to this person. He is very outgoing. He's an outgoing person. He's funny. He got a little different type of humor, but like I get it and I understand it. We definitely vibe. I would definitely say that this Leo male definitely made me go like, you know what I mean, outside of everybody else, because what I thought that they was, I was like, there's no chance in the hell I will ever vibe with a Leo male, because I just was like, what is going on? You know what I mean? But this person definitely shows interest, but I'm gonna talk about the good and the bad with this person because he's very much so, like, we've been on dates. Like the other two Leos, it never even made it to a date. Like, you want to be on the phone with me all the time, but like, can we do something? Can we, you know what I mean, or whatever? Maybe that's what we needed, to actually actively be around each other, and like really spark something. You know what I mean? It is different. Exactly. This Leo, straight up, let's go out. You know what I mean? Let's do something. Actually, for real, if we're being honest, the first time we ever went out, it was because I actually was like, let's go to a movie. Because, all right, this is what happened. Me and him was friends on social media for years. Like, literally for years. And at one point, literally, he would message me almost every day. And it'd be small stuff. He might be asking me a question, or he might be commenting on something that I posted, whatever. But every day, you know, he was engaging with me and talking and reaching out to me. So, but he never asked me out, right?
Okay.
So, one day I wanted to go to a movie. I forgot what movie it was. Damn, I forgot what movie it was, but this was like a few years back or whatever. I wanted to go to a movie, and he messaged me per usual, like he would every day. And I just was like, I'm about to go to a movie. Do you want to go?
I know that's right.
Like, and he was like, yeah. And then that's how that happened. And honestly, it wasn't weird. It wasn't awkward. You know how sometimes when you first meet somebody, it can be a little awkward or like, yeah. But it was easy. The conversation was smooth.
It wasn't forced. It just was like,
it wasn't forced. It wasn't forced. It was a vibe. We had a good time with each other. After the movie, we even sat and talked and enjoyed each other's company. So it was a vibe. I can honestly say, from the first time we went out, it was a vibe.
Right.
The thing is, he don't really want nothing.
He don't want nothing.
He doesn't want a relationship.
Okay.
He doesn't want to be in a relationship. But me personally, this is what he says. You know, he doesn't want to be in a relationship or, you know, anything like that. But to me, he does. I feel like he absolutely wants to be in a relationship.
Okay.
I feel like he has things that he's dealt with in the past that maybe makes him feel like he doesn't want to be in a relationship, or just trauma. You know, we all have trauma.
We work through
and things that we're dealing with. And, you know, he might feel like or that's maybe what he tells himself, you know, I don't want to be in a relationship. But I personally feel like he does want to be in a relationship, because he definitely gives that boyfriend experience. And maybe he don't want to. I don't know. Right. It's kind of hard.
It's a question mark.
It's definitely a question mark, because
it's like, but when somebody says I don't want a relationship, that's a red flag for me, because I'm like, you already put that energy out there. Right. Like, you know, you from the rip, and it's like you don't even know who you can meet and like what kind of vibe y'all can have. Right. Before you just like, I don't want it, I don't want it. Well, you're gonna miss out on a lot of good things. Right. For yourself, because you're saying you don't want that. And it's like, work through your shit then. Stop talking to people then. Right. If you don't want that, don't give me that experience. Like, if you don't want that, you know what I mean?
And that's the thing that I'm getting into, because I would definitely say, no matter what, if I call this man, he will be there. And it's not many men in my life that I could say that are dependable and reliable, and if I needed them, they will be there. Right. It is not many. And like I said, I don't know, he wants to give the boyfriend experience. At least I feel like that's how he is with me. Like, he does little random things for me. He'll pop up out of nowhere. Well, yeah, like he'll pop up, or he'll send a cash app, or he's really sweet, he's really thoughtful, and I like that. But at the same time, it turns me off too, because it's like you don't really want anything. So it's like, I don't want to get attached or connected to you, and you don't really want anything. It's like, why are you doing all of these things? So it kind of makes me pull away from him and not really want to
get caught up in it.
That situation.
Like, at the end of the day, you gotta put you first, baby.
Definitely put me first.
You know, and it's like, if what we want on the line, like, then what are we doing? Like, exactly. Do you want a relationship?
I absolutely want a relationship eventually. I'm a relationship type of girl, woman. I'll say. I mean, yes, I haven't been in a relationship for a long time, because I'm not the type that just jump into any type of relationship. You know what I mean?
It has a percentage of itself just yet again.
Exactly.
So that's understandable. But you know what you want out of life.
I know what I want, and I know that I want to be in a relationship, and I know that it's something, like, we've had conversations, and I do feel like he's expressed that he would definitely, you know, would like to be in a relationship with me, but it's like, I don't know. It's not something that is sticking, and it's not something that I feel like, I don't know. Because I feel like if that's what you want, then that's what you're going to have. Like, that's what you're going to go after.
That's what are we waiting for?
What are we waiting for?
Especially now that you have developed that, y'all developed that relationship with each other. Like, y'all know each other. Y'all like each other. So it's just like, what are you waiting for? It's been a minute. It ain't like this is like something that's rushed into. Right. But, I mean, like you said, when you're dealing with, you know, healing and maybe dealing with some shit inwardly, you gotta kind of handle that first before you, if you want, and you gotta figure out if you want that. Like, if you want that, and if you don't, leave people alone. Like, honestly, just be like, look, this is some friendship. This ain't never gonna be a relationship, and put that out there, and like, you know, people will do whatever they want.
And I think that he is honest for the most part. But it's also like, you know, it can be deceiving, you know, even if you're honest, like, you know, I don't want a relationship. If that's the case, you can't do boyfriend shit. Like, popping up is boyfriend shit.
That is. And
that's you my man shit.
Because, see, we're going to create boundaries around this. Do not pop up anywhere. Don't pop up my house. Don't pop up my job. Because my thing is, you will get your feelings hurt very quick. You know what I mean? That's what boundaries is for. Right. I can't pop up nowhere on you, and I wouldn't pop up nowhere on you.
And that's the thing.
Because it's like, for what? Right. Like, I don't know.
That's very, like I said, he definitely gives the boyfriend experience. He definitely gives the boyfriend energy, but it's like, what are we doing? So it's like, I don't know.
I feel like Leos are very much want you when they want you type of people. You know what I mean? Like, they want you when they want you on their time.
On their terms.
Very much on their terms and very much on their time.
But see, I'm not one of them.
Right. Because it's like, it might be, your time is out. Time is up.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. You never know.
I'm not one of them. And it can get messy. It really could be messy. Because, I mean, a person with a different type of personality than me, yeah, she in love already.
She in love. And that's easy to be in love. Somebody give you all that.
Exactly.
It's easy to be in love.
It's absolutely easy to be in love with this person. Yeah. And, you know, they're giving you this attention. They're, you know, giving you the experience. They're showing
you. For you. They do all the things.
They telling you, yeah, you the one, you the it girl. You know what I'm saying? They giving you the vibe.
They giving you all your love languages.
Exactly. And that's like.
But then when you say something like, "Oh, not too much, you're not my girl. We not in a relationship."
Now,
that's the thing.
See, it's never that conversation has never happened. That hasn't ever presented itself because I've never not too much with myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not my man, and I know that you're not my man, and so I've never done it. But with somebody else, it could be like
that. Because it could be like, and I can see that. That makes sense. Like if you're giving me all of that, and then one day maybe I overstep one of your boundaries, and you're like, wait a minute, we're not together.
But you overstepping boundaries, meanwhile.
Right. So it's just it could get sticky.
Right.
It could get very sticky. That's why people do place some boundaries in the first place because it's like, look.
And even so remember when earlier when I was talking about the female Leos and my friend who used to FaceTime me he does the same thing.
Okay.
He does the same thing. If I post something on the gram and he sees that I'm out and active, he's on my line.
Right.
What you doing? Where you at? Can I take you home? Like I'm not ready to go. I'm not ready to go home yet. I'm out here. I'm living my life. Like he definitely gives the boyfriend vibes, but it's like you don't even want nothing. So it's like it's hard.
Because is it like, are you love bombing? Like what are you doing? Like are you you know what I mean? Like at this point, are you a love bomber? Do you like the idea of love and like the idea of giving somebody all these things, but don't want the commitment because you just want to do your thing? Like I don't know. But I mean, it's to each his own.
It could be a lot.
But like you said, I'm glad you assess the situation. Because some people just they in there. Right. They in love now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And no, because I'm never going to give you too much. Like, my thing is either we're both pouring into each other or we're not. Like, I'm not going to do too much. I'm not going to overstep. I'm not going to act like I'm your girlfriend because I'm not your girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Even some of the things that he does where he, give that boyfriend experience and act like, you my man, is like you're not. And that's just the reality. And I'm not ever going to go blind to that because you're not my man. So there's that.
Leo. Leos.
Them Leos is something else.
Them Leos are a force, honey. They're very
something.
They're a force.
But like I said, I really don't know. This is just me, after having conversations with him and spending time with him. I personally feel like he does want a relationship.
That's what you get vibes like.
I definitely feel like he wants to be in a relationship, and maybe he just don't know how, or like I don't know, maybe you scared or something. I don't really know, but that's really how I feel about this situation. Personally, you want something, you want to be loved, you want that, you want something like that.
He wants these relationships, but not a relationship, because every interaction is a relationship. It's like you want all the perks of a relationship, but you don't want the title. Like you want to be able to have access to somebody. You know what I mean? You want, because I've done that shit before. You want to be able to have access to this person, and like when you want to go out, you want to spend time with this person. You really might like this person, but you don't want that title. Like you don't want a title on it because you still want to kind of be able to do your own thing.
Right.
Like if you want to. And people go through that too. So I mean, that don't mean you're a bad person. It's just that's where you at. It's just I'm glad that he's the type of person that's upfront with it. Right. Like, look, I don't want a relationship. So whatever this is just what it is. You know what I mean? Right. So
but see, and then it's weird too because, like, when it comes to intimacy, we don't have sex like that. You know what I'm saying? We've had sex, but that's never. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's why I'm saying like. It's different. And
when I mean want something for, like, want to be around you, want to experience you, you're more than, of course,
obviously.
You know what I mean? But to be around you and sit in your energy, that is a privilege that not many have. Right. So if some people want that. They like want to be around you. They want to have a conversation with you. They want to have access to you. Right. And all of that.
And you don't have to be honest, you don't have to have access to me to, like, you don't have to be my man to have access to me, to have a conversation with me. You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta be you gotta get within a certain, point.
I mean, yeah, he's cool enough for, like, when we're talking, like I said, from day one when we went out, it was a vibe. You know what I mean? We connected. So you don't have to give me the boyfriend experience to have access to me because we already created that. We already had a vibe there. So you didn't have to DM. You get what I'm saying?
But he might want the girlfriend experience from you.
Yeah, no.
Or, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, people, it's one thing when you friends with somebody and then it's like, we're more than friends.
Right.
You know, when you pass that more than friend level, it's just a different type of energy.
Right.
You know, so he might give you that so he can get that energy. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like, now he opens you up. He has these conversations with you. Y'all have connected on a different level. It's not just like friendship. This is a different level. You know, this could possibly be something. Maybe he likes that realm within that. Like, within that, in the middle, where it's, you know, above friend, but it's not relationship. It's somewhere in the middle, and we have that vibe. It's like kind of the beginning stages of talking. When it's real exciting, some people love that. And they want to stay there. And they want to stay there. Right. We could talk for hours on this. Like, it's very interesting, you know, but it's a human thing, you know. These are human experiences. So, I mean,
it's definitely human experiences. I don't know.
You know, only he knows, honestly.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Only he really knows what's going on in that head of his or whatever. And this is just me, just like
expressing your feelings, your thoughts
exactly my thoughts on the matter in this situation, because I don't know. It's very. I can see why he would get into a lot of situations with females because of this. Yeah. You know what I mean? I could see why, you know, it would be an argument or a situation where, you know, a woman is like, oh, well, you're getting in arguments. You know how people be like, oh, I'm not in a relationship, but I'll get mad if I post this or whatever. He's definitely that. And I can see why. I can see why a woman would hit you up like, you good? Like, what's wrong with you? Right. You know what I'm saying? I can see why. I'm not that girl though. Because
I am, because bitch, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Like, honestly, don't play with me. And you know what I mean? Don't play with me. You know that. Like, you know, if you had that relationship where with this person, that energy where if you post something that's crazy as hell, and I'll be like, excuse me, what's going on? Right. I'm that person. So,
well,
Aquarius, and it's funny because they say Aquarius and Leos are a good match. They've always said that. I've never done with a Leo. And I don't know. It might be explosive because, baby, I'm right at your neck. Yeah. Like, no.
I see that. See, but maybe it's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me because I've had that in other situations. I don't have that in this situation. I don't. Yeah. I don't have that in this situation. Sure. Because, like, you're not my man.
Right. You keep thinking about that. Like, this is not. No.
Yeah. And I've kind of, like, once you kind of put it out there to me in a certain way, like, oh, this, I don't want this, then I kind of, like,
put you in a category, maybe?
No, normally, and see, this is why me and friends with benefits, it never works out, because once you tell me that you don't want anything more than that, I'm closed off to any type of relation. I'm not thinking about you in that type of way. I kind of like turn my feelings off, where go, okay, these are the feelings that I have for you up until this point, but I will not progress anymore because
you didn't say what you
already said what you said.
So I'm like, all right.
So I'm not allowing myself to feel anything deeper for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. From the rip, if this is what we doing for the rip, you already said it. So yeah, I can understand that.
So that's kind of how I am with situations. Like, I'm not like a delusional person where you telling me like, I'm not your man, and even though you're giving me this experience, I'm still like, even though you're telling me out your mouth straight up, you're not my man, I'm not your man, you're still giving me the experience. So I'm feeling like, okay, you my man.
You my man, no. Girl. My man, nigga. What you say? You is my man. What's wrong with you?
Cause I heard what you said. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I understand that.
There is that. But
I think that's like what I do or have done in the past. I have heard somebody say like, okay, I do want a relationship eventually. And I'm like, all right, and whenever I like you, we go together. Like, once I like you, because that's rare, we go together. In my head, you better not be doing boom, 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 and boom, 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 because we go together, honestly.
Right.
I'm speaking this shit into existence. I am manifesting this. You are mine. Period.
Yeah.
So, I'm intense. A little bit. When I like it.
Yeah.
When I feel something.
It can be intense when you like somebody. It very much so can be intense. So, but yeah, like I said, he's definitely a vibe. He's definitely a dope person.
Nice person, very cool.
Good energy. Like I said, me and him could talk for hours, have decent conversations. Yeah, so
that's good.
He's a dope Leo.
Period.
He just got his shit with him, as we all do. And that's that, you know?
Right.
But that's pretty much my experience with Leos overall.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Leos. I've never dealt with anybody who was a Leo. Yeah, my experience with Leo was very much on a friendship-based, family, things like that. And I used to work with a Leo. I think I actually worked with a couple Leos. They are definitely fiery as fuck. My experience with a Leo at work, it was like not good at first.
Okay.
Like I felt like me and her kind of like butt heads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you're dealing with two big personalities.
With two big person, and it's like me. I'm the type of person I just know I'm right. You know, I just think I'm right. You know,
Right.
It's kind of like that's how it is. Especially in the position that I was in at that job.
Right.
And she came in with a different outlook on things. You know, and she had a whole different style.
Right.
And I felt like we clashed, and I was like not trying to hear that shit.
Right.
And she wasn't trying to hear what I was saying. So we just was like, all right, well, we kind of learned how to work around each other.
Right.
But after some time, like I really started to get to know her, and she was so cool, and I was mad at myself like, damn, like if I would have just put my guard down,
Right.
I could have really started to know her sooner.
Right.
And like I started to understand her, and she is the sweetest person, like give you the shirt off her back, you know what I mean? She really cares about family and friends. Like this girl's so dope, and I was just like happy that I eventually
Did open up.
yeah,
and get
opened
to know
up,
her.
and I kind of got to, you know, step outside my comfort zone, and really get to know her. And after that, I was like, oh girl, you're my good girlfriend now. Like she is just such a gem and a sweetheart. So it just took a little longer because I had to like really, I guess, kind of get uncomfortable.
Right.
And like really be like, you know, well, okay, well, who are you as a person? Let me take my ego out of it.
Absolutely.
You know,
sometimes you gotta do that.
Yeah. I had to take my ego out of it. And once I took my ego out of it and I listened to her, I'm like, oh, I had her like wrong. I had her all wrong. And the same kind of thing with me. Like she misunderstood me.
Right.
Which can be done. A lot of people misunderstand Aquarius, but like I was misunderstanding her. So I was happy that we got to connect, and that's my good girlfriend now. So that was like my experience in the workplace with one Leo. It was another Leo that worked there, but we got along.
Okay.
Like we just got along from day one. Like she felt like she could talk to me, and I felt like I could talk to her.
Right.
So that was like a good connection from the rip. So you know, it depends on. We all know we have other things in our charts that, you know, are variables and why we get along with people or why we don't. So, but as far as family, I got a Leo cousin, you know what I mean? This is what it is. Cousin want what she want when she wanted, you know what I mean? A little stubborn at times for sure, but so am I. So it's like, I feel like my relationship in general with Leos, I have to take my ego out of it in order to understand what they're talking about. Because at first, sometimes it'll just be like, all right, what are you?
Right.
You know, I could be very like blunt or be very like short.
Right.
So I feel like I gotta work at how they receive messages or how they receive communication. Like I don't know, it's definitely a tough relationship where we have to work at understanding each other, because I could come off so blunt and they be like, oh my god, that hurt my feelings. Like why you say it like that? Like your tone. So it takes work. The communication takes work. But I don't know. Other Leos, like I have another Leo that's a family member, and it was instant connection, like since we met. Like it been a vibe. She's a very, very giving person, very loving person, and I feel like she kind of cares a lot to where some people take advantage of her.
Right.
And I noticed that is kind of a theme with Leos. Like sometimes they give so much of themselves because they care a lot that people start to take advantage.
Yeah.
And because they got a big heart. And it's like some of them, you know, it's like, come on now you just taking advantage of this person.
I can see that.
You taking their kindness for weakness, because you know when they love you, when they care about you, they're going to generally be there.
Right.
So it's like now you just think this person gonna be there for you all the time. So you trying to like take advantage, and that's not cool. So I feel like they struggle with that, with knowing like when somebody is just like taking advantage and you know what I mean, they struggle with that.
Definitely struggle with boundaries.
Yeah, boundaries.
Setting boundaries for others and even setting boundaries for themselves sometimes. So,
right. Because when you know how to and when to let go of things, I think that is the boundary, and that is like self-love and self-care, knowing when to be like, all right, because now you're using it.
Right.
And like, no, or you're not good for me, you're not bringing anything into my life, like you don't serve any purpose like anymore. Knowing when to like cut that out is definitely self-love, and like that's a fair boundary. So yeah, like it's been a good experience. Some rocky, like honestly, surviving them. Sometimes
it's
certain
tough,
ones it's like a little rocky because it's just our personalities and stuff. So we just gotta take that extra time to communicate so we don't misunderstand each other. Or it's like you so caught up in a way maybe each other says something that we not even getting the damn message.
Right.
Like we mean well for each other, but we so caught up on how it was said.
Right.
So yeah, I take my time now. I try to like, you know, put the ego aside.
Right.
And life in general, you know, when communicating with people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One thing that you said when you was talking about like how setting that boundary and knowing like when to cut something off and things like that, I feel like, you know, sometimes with Leos it's like you have to understand and realize like, okay, you can forgive a person, but you don't have to still actively have that person in your life.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying? Like it's okay to forgive them, you know what I mean? And you're not a bad person if you forgive them and move past them.
And move on, move forward.
On. Sometimes you have to do that. Because I feel like sometimes when you forgive a person that has been mistreating you or like using you and things like that, you know, and you still have them around, it continues. It really doesn't end. Really, unless you like really hardcore, like no, enough is enough. But sometimes you have to let it go. You know what I mean? And it's sometimes you have to love people from a distance.
Sometimes you do, and that's okay. It's like, look, I love you and I wish you well.
Right.
But you can't be up in my life at this point in time. Like we just can't do that.
Not right now.
Yeah,
and maybe
right now,
one day eventually, yes.
Right.
But it's like sometimes you just gotta, you know.
You gotta put you first.
Definitely put you first.
You gotta put you first.
Definitely put you first.
And get up out of the self-centered stuff. Like sometimes Leos could come across like very self-centered. I feel like sometimes it's like there's so much in their head and worrying about their self, they don't take the time to worry about like, okay, it's not always about you.
Right.
It's not all about you, Leo.
Right.
We understand, you know,
we
get it, but it ain't all about you all the time. So just think like, okay, this person is trying to tell me something. Like,
exactly.
You know, you ever been having a conversation with somebody and like they just keep on making it about them?
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So where you can't even like, you came to them for some comfort, you came to them to talk about a problem, but they just keep reverting back to themselves.
Right.
And it's like,
right.
And maybe you do need to be heard on something, but damn, I called you because I had a problem with boom, boom, boom.
Exactly.
Or, you know, I called you to vent, but you know, you can't see past yourself. And I feel like that's when Leo is not evolved.
Yeah.
An evolved Leo can see past themselves.
Right.
But when they're not, when they're still working on them, I feel like that's what needs to be worked on right now.
Yeah, I've definitely had experiences with Leos where, you know, they come off self-centered and they think everything, the world revolves around them.
Right.
It's like, no, it's not about you. It's literally not about you. Nothing I just said was about you, but you made it about you.
Right.
Okay, there's that. But, you know, it is what it is. And some people, you know, when you tell somebody that, you know, it's not about them, that could be something in itself.
It could be something in itself.
It could be something in itself that turn into something bad. And it's just like, no, I'm just letting you know that it's not about you.
Listen, if they're not ready to receive that message from you, they gonna be like, oh, this person, they feel attacked.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of people. Like, if they're not ready to hear that message or whatever, they're ready to receive it, they will feel very much attacked. And they be like, oh my God, you really just said that. It's like, I mean well. Like, I really mean well. But baby, like, I've had instances, like conversations with some Leos, and it's like, you're not getting it.
Right.
And maybe I come across and say it in a way where you like, damn, that was harsh. Like, just listen.
Right.
Listen, or pay attention to the signs. You know what I mean? I don't mean no harm, but this person is like taking advantage of you.
Right.
And me being like, I care about my loved ones, I care about my family, so I'm going to tell you when somebody is like taking advantage of you,
right?
Or I think they are. You might not be ready to hear, but then at the end of the day, what they always do? They always call me like, yo, you was right.
Right.
You was right.
Right.
I just didn't understand it because like it came off too harsh at the moment.
Right.
But you were right. That person was taking advantage of me. I'm like, listen, I'm not going to tell you nothing. I'm really not going to tell you nothing to hurt you. And I really, if I express something to you, it's because I care. Because if I didn't care, I wouldn't say nothing.
And I feel like that's the same with me. I'm never going to say something to you that is not the truth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm never going to say something to hurt you intentionally.
Right.
Like, this is something that you need to hear.
Right.
And it is what it is.
I really mean what.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like, that's just how I feel. I feel like, if you know me, genuinely know me, that I'm a genuine person, and the people that I love is the people that I love. Even people that I might not know too well.
Right.
If we're having a conversation and you're telling me something in the story, if something pop up and I feel like you need to hear it, I'm going to let you know that. And it's not because I'm hating this, I'm listening. I'm hearing you and I'm dissecting the whole situation. And
sometimes you don't get it until somebody tell you.
Right.
Until somebody be like, you know, they bring it to your attention and you're like, damn, well, man, you was right.
Exactly.
Like, you right. I didn't think about it that way.
Right.
Other perspectives are okay. It's okay to have these tough conversations. It's okay to not agree with each other. It's just not okay to disrespect somebody because you don't agree with them.
Right.
Or like come at their whole character because you don't agree with one thing that they said. That's not okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We gotta get back into like being able to have conversations and be a safe space and like, okay, we might not agree, but this is how I feel and that's how you feel. And that's okay.
Different point of view.
Yes,
respecting individuality.
Right.
I'm gonna keep talking about this, even if it's every video, because it's so important. I feel like we didn't got so far away from us being individuals that it's like disrespectful for somebody to disagree with you.
Exactly.
And it's like, no, it's normal. Like, it's okay.
It's okay.
You know, we don't have to be beefing. We don't have to be at odds because we just don't see eye to eye at the time. Like, you know what I mean? It's okay, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah. That's that.
That's that. For sure. Leos, in my experience, are very, very girly. I feel like, I don't know, very feminine. I feel very much, the females.
Okay.
I don't have much experience with the males, but the females, like, the energy is very feminine.
Yeah.
I get very, like, feminine energy from Leo women.
Yeah.
For sure, okay? They gonna throw that shit on, okay? They like to look nice. They care about their style, their appearance, and stuff like that. And deep at heart, they really are loving and kind people. I feel like even if they got some shit to work out.
Yeah, cause I mean, like we say all the time, we all got some shit. You know, with us, we all got traumas. We all got shit that we need to work on and things like that. So it's like it is what it is. But I must agree. I feel like they're loving, they're supportive, they're caring, like for the party. Fly,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely like for the
definitely
party.
Spicy. You know,
they want to have fun. Okay, they definitely want to have
fun.
So for sure.
Yeah. So surviving Leo. Definitely okay. Comment below. Let us know, how do you feel about this video? How do you feel about Leos?
Yes.
How do you feel? Do you have a survival story?
Do you know any?
Okay.
What's the relationship? Do you know like?
Any?
Are you a Leo?
Are you a Leo? And if you are a Leo, did we hit the nail on the head?
Right. Let us know.
Let us know. What do you think about this video? Stay active, keep commenting, and also if you have a survival story that you may want to share, but you want to share discreetly, you know, you can always use our email, BigMamaEnergy@gmail.com. Okay, send those emails in and let us know how you feel, and share your story with us. Okay.
Absolutely.
And as always, remember to like,
share,
comment,
and subscribe.
Bye guys.